Hello, muffins. Welcome to my last video of today, which is a scene analysis of the closing scene of Mogul Mowgli. So, in terms of narrative, the closing scene is our opportunity to discuss the new equilibrium, the resolution, and of course, the director's message. All of those things can't really be separated from ideology. This idea that we have the final message of the film, what the audience are going to leave the cinema thinking of, the final images of the film are really, really important in terms of identifying and unpacking what the director wants us to think, wants us to feel about the whole experience of the film. One of my students came up with this idea that this film, he argued, followed like the 5 stages of grief in terms of its narrative structure, and I think it's acceptance, which is the last stage. And I think that actually really works for this particular film. So I'm going to put this onto big screen, press play in a second, so we can start to do a little stop-start analysis of the final scene. But before I do that, I just want to draw your attention to the opening shot, the establishing shot of this scene. So no establishing shot of the house. So it's not using a classicism sort of technique. We're going to the shot of the window. And right there we have that headdress that belongs to the figure of Toba Tek Singh. And it's kind of there, I think, to me, it's connoting this idea that Toba Tek Singh was this kind of a symbol of a few things, a symbol of fear. It was always quite a threatening symbol when it would appear in the film, but also in a way kind of symbolizes home and heritage as well. Um, and what we've got now, it's in his parents' home, but it's not that fear. It's not a threat to him anymore. It's still there, but the acceptance part is now, it's sort of like, it's still like, if Toba Tek Singh is this symbol of like fear and potentially the trauma of his father, then we've got this idea that it still exist. It is still there in Z, but it is not in the forefront. It is not as threatening. It is in the corner of the frame of his life. And so Toba Tek Singh, alternative connotation. Let me just move my face up there so you can see it better. Ooh, there it is. The other connotation is that it's about like home and acceptance, and I think that's another thing that it could connote here. Okay, so let me make it a big screen so we can talk through the scene. No big soundtrack to our emotional response. It's very naturalistic. So naturalistic. Dead on the toilet. Believe me, going to the toilet after an operation, yikes.
Yeah.
ठीक हो?
No, I'm alright. It's just the infusion fucks up your guts, man.
हाँ एडजस्ट किया हाँ
Okay.
जरूरत है
We've still got that high angle shot that makes him look kind of like small and victimized. This is an echo to a scene earlier where his father tries to help him shower and he kicks him out. And he says, "Get out of here, I don't want to see you." So now we're in this kind of much more harmonious, a proper new equilibrium here between the two. This mutual shared trauma that they have has bonded them. He accepts his father's help. He accepts that his father's there.
Feeling better though.
अब एक गर्म पानी इस्तेमाल करना वरना टट्टे जम जाएंगे
Abu, can you change the channel or just turn this off?
नासरा वॉल्यूम कम करना प्लीज
I love that. She's so proud of him. Oh, why is she off screen here? I would love to see her here, but this, the father-son message is the way that the director is choosing to end this. The mother is off screen, but she is the voice of pride, and this is Zed's. He's accepted like his father and his mother's like faults and failings and his own, but now in this final moment, he's kind of accepting this legacy that he handed to RPG. The song that he wrote symbolizes his legacy that he's handed to RPG.
I like your version better.
I really like the mise en scène here. They've really captured the parents' house here, all the little sort of like, mum, grandma kind of like aesthetic here that we have in the bathroom with the wallpaper and, the little things like the dressing gown and things on the back of the door. It's really, it feels really real to me. And this moment coming up between father and son is so beautiful.
Thank you.
Shallow focus here, tight focus on his response, his reaction. We looking down at him, really now the audience are taking on a paternal fatherly role, looking down on Zed.
That's not your out time.
Better?
No.
मैंने तो सिखाना यार.
Double tick, sing.
कुछ कहा? यार जोश से यार आवाज नहीं आ रही.
Double tick, sing.
Double tick, sing.
Come in and move.
Double tick, sing.
You're getting tennis shows, huh? Double tick,
Sing.
now you get your own one.
Double tick, sing. ऐसे करते हैं.
Go there.
Double tick, sing. Double tick, sing. Double tick, sing.
Wait. Ah. Double tick,
Sing. Double tick, sing. Double tick, sing.
So sorry, I've got to pause it there. But this is this is another moment of catharsis for the two of them. They're, Topatek Singh is the fear, is the trauma. They're not afraid of it anymore. They're embracing that trauma as part of, Zed's kind of like accepting it, embracing it, using it to be part of his identity. And, the legacy is to pass on that legacy, but now it's without fear. That's the thing, isn't it? It's now without fear.
Double tick, sing. Double tick, sing. Double tick, sing. Double tick, sing. Double tick, sing.
I wash my hands.
Yes. नीचे इंतजार कर रहा हूँ.
Yeah, that's what you get.
It's a nice little touch there. He's returning to his old self. A little bit of the vanity. You can see the treatment there is causing some hair loss. A little bit of the vanity is coming back there. Great handheld cinematography here, sort of like knowing when to push in to capture the emotion. And this is the full stop on the film, is this moment coming up.
Double tick, sing.
So there is a fourth wall break um, to end the film, similar to Train Spotting, our other film that we study. But that idea of the last thing that he's doing is that he's throwing that energy, that fearlessness back to the audience. That look, it's full of desire for, and it's full of ambition, that kind of desire, the desire for success. We feel we have that energy that is returning to him that we saw at the beginning, that passion. And what I really love there is that he's not keeping it for himself at the end of the film. That fourth wall break to me is him throwing out towards the audience that energy, that positivity. And that to me connotes legacy again. This idea that it's not going to be moving forward as selfish said that we maybe saw at the beginning, but it is someone whose legacy is going to be, uh, you know, sharing, giving that passion the way that he, shared his music with RPG. That's his future, to, be more of a father figure, to give rather than to take, which I think is a really beautiful message in the film. To give, not to take, and to be without fear. I just love that final moment of the film where the father and the son, like, embrace. I just find that the emotion there is so raw and so beautiful. Um, I read somewhere that they weren't entirely sure how to close the film, and that scene happened quite organically. And I just think, wow, what a creative environment they must have been in when they were making the film, to have that. That space is quite enclosed. It could have felt quite sort of like claustrophobic and stifling, but it really doesn't. It feels really powerful, positive, and nurturing at the end. I think it's a really, yeah, really beautiful way to end this film. So, thank you so much. That was our very quick analysis on the closing scene of Mogul Mowgli.